What is up, guys? My name is Dalton. Today I'm going to be doing a tree. What's this thing called? Tree. I don't know. I just got my phone strapped to my tree, dude, and I'm going to be doing a video. Um, Pretty much just saying whatever I want to say and saying hello to you guys. And everybody's having a great freaking March 3rd Sunday afternoon / into the evening. Today I'm going to be talking about pretty much just everything. Everything being everything that I don't know what to talk about because I'm just now coming up with something to talk about because I've never done this before. So, I've got my own little recovery page for people who struggle with alcoholism and anything else of substance abuse. And two and two tying together, both the same kind of category of what you want to do to try and recover yourself. And I know people don't want to always talk about recovery. People want to know, well, who's this guy in front of you? Who is this guy that is talking to me all the time, making YouTube videos for the first time and I've never seen before? And who is he? I don't want to hear about recovery and alcoholism and addiction all the time. So why don't you get a little bit of noticemanship? I'm making up my own words here. I'm not that great of a vocabulary person. So who is this guy and who and why is he talking to me? My name is Dalton. I'm wearing a militant overarm long sleeve thing. I've never served in the military, but I absolutely love the camo and the camouflage clothing. So if you are an outdoorsman or you are a person who likes this kind of clothing, you can find it anywhere, wherever you shop. I have no idea because I didn't buy this. My brother did, and he serves in the military. So, basically who I am is that I'm going to tell you that my name is Dalton, like I said before, and I grew up in a small town in South Carolina, and I went to elementary school and all throughout the high schools in the local area, or the elementary, middle school, and high schools in the local area. Some of you may know me if you catch up with me or look onto my Facebook page or have me on any kind of social media. If anybody does, I encourage you to say hey and say, "What's up, Dalton? I haven't seen you in forever," or something along those lines, because I love to talk to people and I would love to get back in touch with some people that I used to know and that I would like to think I know still to this day. So, that being said, I don't really have much that I can talk about other than, what do you like to do on your days and your hobbies throughout the day? Some people might ask you, or I might ask myself, well, what does Dalton do on his hobby days? What is he up to nowadays? I have a boring life. I don't have much that I do other than try and make some videos to make myself feel a little bit better about my boring life. And so me sharing that with you, it might help you to have more of a life that is not boring. If your life is not boring, then you must have some hobbies that you take part in. And I don't. I like to fish. I might be an outdoorsman for right now because I have my phone strapped to a tree, but that doesn't mean I get to do outdoorsman things because I don't fish all the time. I don't have any fishing rods right now. I mean, I had a fishing rod that I borrowed from a friend and he kept asking me about it. He's an Indian guy, and I never gave it back to him. I ended up just losing it somehow. So if you're watching this, I apologize for having your fishing rod and never returning it to you. My bad, dude. But outdoorsman things, everybody is a general, well-known, knowledgeable labor person if you've worked outside or grown up in the South. And that's something that I've done. I have worked in the South, not for a company or organization or LLC, but I have worked for my father, and I've done a lot of work around the house, whether it's picking up sticks or either burning the brush pile. You pretty much know how to do pretty much everything in the lawn care business. If you've worked around the house and your dad taught you how to mow with a riding lawnmower, that's something that my dad taught me at a young age, so I started doing outdoorsy things. But my outdoorsy life is not as prominent as some others who have started their own organization, LLC, or business. You may see some of those dudes who like have those things where they're like climbing up trees and then cutting them down. I'm not that outdoorsy type person. And some people might be like, well, you know what? I am. I got a harness and I've done those things. And that's awesome because I've always wanted to do something like that, but it's a fear conquering thing. I've never done that before. And the limbs on my trees are starting to fall down, but it's not because there's a bear crawling up them at night when I'm asleep. It's because the seasonal changes happen often. Every year, as a matter of fact. So, you got the sticks that you can pick up when the limbs do fall. Everybody's property is different, and everybody has their own things that they do on a routine basis whenever summer and spring comes, or spring and summer, whichever order you want to put it in. And my favorite season is fall. And I absolutely love winter because I get to wear winter clothing, and that's something that I love to do. But it wasn't very cold this winter, and I don't know if the groundhog came up out of the ground, but if he did, it still hasn't gotten any colder, so I'm not sure if it's going to be any snow or if it's going to just be chilled air, because there's no snow as of this previous winter, and it's pretty light and pretty hot out today, so that's awesome. Something that I've been doing recently is no exercise at all. Before I started doing no exercise at all, I was a great runner and athletic person. And some people are like, well, where do I take part in my athleticism, and where do I go as a part of my athleticism? Where do I run and do these kind of things? People are like, well, I have no idea because I'm not that athletic of a person. And I beg to differ because everybody can get a grip of their own athleticism. And so before, nowadays, I don't exercise at all anymore. I do some push-ups here and now and then. But I used to just run up and down the streets, and I would time myself on this app called Strava. That was my favorite thing to do when I had nothing else and I had no job. And I took into part a lot of that. And I was proud of myself for that. And I'm sure a lot of people still do that these days. I'm not sure. I don't talk with anybody from school. I don't talk with anybody at all. So I don't really know what's going on with everybody outside of this place. But I hope all is well for everybody out there. And I don't really know what else to say other than my name's Dalton, and I've grown to know this phone camera more than I've grown to know freaking people out there that I used to associate myself with, and that sucks. And I have every right to get mad at that. But I can't blame it on you. I can blame it on myself, but I can't blame it on anyone because why would I do that? I'm a young person. And there's a lot of life and friendships and motives that I can encourage upon myself and encourage in others. As a growing young adult, I'm not going to be able to associate myself with others all the time. And that's something that everybody's not going to be able to do because they're going to have their own service. They're going to have their own servant. They're going to be their own servant in their daily routine life. All right? They're going to be their own servant in their daily routine life. And that's what I'm trying to do is just as well. And it's hard. As crazy as it sounds, it's hard. Especially after you have, I'm not trying to sit here and boil it down to, all right, well, I've done this. This is something that's holding me back. And since I haven't been able to do much more because of this, people are going to get mad at me and people are going to get pissed because I keep talking about this one thing that was absolutely recovering, or I wasn't sober at this moment in time, so I'm trying to move up here, but people still describe me as this person that I was in the past. So if you still describe me as this person that I was in the past, how am I ever going to move, and how are you ever going to move upon yourself rather than putting somebody else down? So we all have to get over that point of judgmental side of us that I want to say, you know what, this person right here, I want to step back and I want to look at him and I want to judge him for some odd reason. You're not going to be able to move from this to go up here, nor am I going to be able to move from this to go up here, because we are people who are arguing with each other in a one country base. That's what we can't do. If we're going to move as a unit, we have to get along and do our separate daily life things. We don't have time to look into somebody else's life and figure out point or wrong in their life. And I don't have time to listen to somebody point or wrong out in my life, because every single day we are moving in the future. And that's the truth. We're not going backwards. We might have a time where we relapse and we go backwards, but we're always going to go forwards if we continue to go forward. And that's something that I'm trying to do for myself. And if you're trying to do that just as well, then this is what you do. You're a person. You come face to face with this. You go like this, and you both move up. And that moves up as a whole. When I say that moves up as a whole, I say encourage others to do better just as much as you want to encourage yourself to do better. All right? I could totally be this guy who would like get a bobcat and just start taking some trees down or something. But I'm not that type of person, because I already am grateful for what I have. So there's room for other people to come in to this place as a country. There's room for other people to come live a happy and freedom life. But if you're this type of person who's going to stay in this category, then the person who has been grateful has every right to have a little bit of piece of that. So if you're going to be this person, you have to be grateful for what you have, and you have to move up and excel with other people just as well. I don't really have much else to say other than my name's Dalton. I hope everybody is having a great March. It is 2024, and it is Sunday, and I'm talking my smack. There's not really much smack talk to talk about. It's just words of advice that I would tell myself to read back to and listen to with my dad. And that's what makes me happy. And I hope it makes you guys happy too, to listen in and get something out of this. And I'm not trying to get all sentimental, but we've all had a hard life. And we've all lived a hard life, and we still are continuing to live. So there's something or someone or somebody that can share something through the word that's going to help us all. And we can share something through the word that's going to help you and me just as well. So my name is Dalton. You guys rock. And I might not be the coolest guy. You might know me for something that I did in the past. I'm not going to talk about that anymore. My name is Dalton. You're a cool person. You guys rock. And I hope everybody has a wonderful Sunday and a wonderful March. I love you guys. And I hope everybody has a great day.